KFC.
KFC for... It's not the food. It's not the food,
No, no, no,
Kakosa.
no, no. It's not the food. It's Kaisaya's fans club.
I'm just making sure because
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
knows? We're not promoting KFC in here.
It's
They're
still
not
early.
part of our
It's still early
sponsors.
for dinner. Still
All
early for
right.
dinner.
All right. How about Vittorio?
I'm going for Archangel Super just because how dominating they were in their matches. It was always almost one-sided. I watch KFC. They're mostly like the underdog team, but they have a good turnaround of their matches. So I'm still going with Archangel here.
Yeah, well, you know what? A while ago, before we even go live, we were discussing as to, who's your bet, who do you think will win. To be honest, I also find just basing on how these teams play, yeah, somehow I can see Archangel having that high potential on becoming the champion because, well, first of all, Todolist is in the lower bracket. That basically means, someone is actually able to put them down. And at the same time, Kaisaya Fans Club, they had some rough games too. And there are moments where, in specifically microplay-wise, there's something that could have been improved. But in any case, upsets can happen. And we were even talking about how possible maybe Todolist coming from the lower bracket, maybe being the champion. Who knows? So I don't know. It's gonna be so exciting in here. But yeah, for the meantime, let's talk about the draft right now. What are we seeing here? Do you have any comments so far on what you're seeing in here in the Banson Peak, Kakosa Skirpy?
At this stage of the tournament, you expect high level of picks and bans. So Zip, natural ban. Kira, Florentina, and Elandor, those are expected to be banned in the at this stage of the game, and I know respect bans as well for both teams, I think. So basically, that's the reason why they banned Zip, Kira, Elandor, and Flor.
How about you, Vittorio? Any thoughts about the initial picks and bans that we have in here?
Yeah, especially in global ban picks, I think they're just not picking the best yet lineup. The lineup that they're choosing is they're trying to make it last up till the round 5. But
Yeah.
just based on the first round picks, the D-Rack, Roxy, Fennec, I already like the side of Kaisaya Fans Club. Very, very surprising.
I thought you were on the other side. Anyway, just picks and bans.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
I'm supposed to be in the upside, but that D-Rack can do a lot of disruption. That Roxy can tank a lot and get an objective hero using his SS, and that Fennec is very, very hard to catch, even for that Richter and Omen if he space himself right in the clash.
Well, let's see about that. But you know what? Looking at this picks for the DS side, we can see a matchup between that Roxy and Richter already. Kakosa Skirpy, what do you think of the upper advantage in here, seeing that there's a Roxy already and a Richter that is about to meet up in this side lane?
In terms of DPS, I would go for Roxy, but in terms of burst damage, I would go for Richter. So it really depends on how they use. I think that there's a reason why Roxy is being picked against this Richter. I think it's on the team fight basis. So I'm just telling everyone the pros and cons, but it really depends on how they'll use it in terms of clashes. So yeah.
Well, it seems like actually I can see an Omen in here too. So either could go on which lane would go up against the Roxy. So it feels like Archangel Super is gonna go for a marksman jungle in here too. What do you think will happen in here? Potentially, I can see Kaisaya Fans Club banning out a lot of marksman jungler in here already. But Vittorio, any thoughts about what we're seeing so far in the lineup of Archangel Super? I know you don't like marksman junglers in general, but it seems like in Kaisaya Community Cup, it's being prominent right now.
Yeah, because how mobile they can be, it's very, very hard to catch a well-protected marksman, even if he's in the jungle, because the support can be very, very, can focus on helping that jungle and protect that jungle, not just because the support won't be forced to stay in that bottom lane or in the top lane in the Abyssal Dragon side. So I guess Marksman Jungle is also has his perks.
Perks indeed, but of course it will be a perk for you if you'll be able to counter out whatever hero where they might be having a hard time. For those who are currently watching right now, this is a global ban pick, best of 5, no reset at all, and we were talking about how potentially each of these teams should be reserving some of the heroes at the later part of stages, and we don't know as of yet what will happen, because you know they can't give all the meta heroes being placed in round 1, and that's what's make Arena of Valor so exciting. You know, the implementation of the global ban pick, and that's what we're going to use in the next game series for the next month. But yeah, talking about the matchup in the mid, Dirac on the side of Kaisaya Fans Club, they banned out the Crixie for sure. They don't want that Crixie dealing up against their Dirac, but they're matching it up against a Raz. What do you think about that mid lane fight that we have so far? Oh, they turned it up to the Ignis. So any thoughts about the mid fight, Kakosa Skirpy?
I'll stick to my pick. It's Dirac against Ignis. Poke damage, yes, but you know, Dirac offers a lot of CCs, a lot of a burst as well in terms of the SS. So I'm going for this Dirac against this
Dirac.
Ignis.
It is a Dirac pick still for Kakosa Skirpy. Vittorio, do you feel that Kaisaya Fans Club is giving all out a lot of good picks already, or they're still somehow reserved? What do you think?
Yeah, for me, Kaisaya Fans Club is pretty reserved. Not like Archangel Super. I think if they picked that as earlier, I think they would have a lot of problems in their draft. But you know, looking at it in a perspective, they didn't, you know, pick someone strong like Kriknak, the ones that they usually ban. Based just on the lineup, the better lineup would be at Archangel Super, but the potential is with Kaisaya Fans Club in their lineup right now.
Oh, there you go. A marksman jungler in the form of a Violet on the side of Team Archangel Super in here. In terms of poke, of course, there's a slight difference in here. Both are mobile in the jungle, Fennec and Violet. But at the same time, there's some differences in here. Fennec more on going for DPS, while Violet on the burst side. But for the meantime, I'm gonna be asking our casters, which is your favorite team right now having the better lineup? So let's ask Kakosa Skirpy first.
KFC all the way.
FC all the way. I think he's hungry. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you for that, Vittorio. How about you? Which one is the better draft for you, in your opinion?
For me, it's gonna be going to Kaisaya Fans Club just because I don't like that Ignis.
Right, all right. Well, of course, that's the thoughts of our casters. But to our viewers on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, shout outs to you all in there. I can see all of the Indonesian fans on the YouTube stream right now, and most of the Filipino fans on Facebook as well. So yes, let us know your opinion as well in the live chat, and we'll see how it goes in our round 1 match. But for the meantime, I'm gonna be throwing the desk to our casters, Kakosa Skirpy and Vittorio. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Kaisaya, for that. This is now the semifinals in the first round of the semifinals of Kaisaya Community Cup. It's gonna be Archangel Super versus Kaisaya Fans Club. Let's do a quick recap on their lineups. For Kaisaya Fans Club, it's gonna be Ryoma, Dirac, Roxy, Fennec, and Krizex.
For the side of Archangel Super, we have Omen, Lumbor, Ignis, Richer, and Violet.
Yeah. So what do you think is gonna be happening in the first strategies of Kaisaya Fans Club here in the game 1?
If you can see in the mid lane, Roxy didn't join the meet and greet part of the early stage of the game. But something's happening right here, Vittorio.
Yeah, and it's just poking that Krizik sucks in that Ignis in that D-Rack, uses his second skill and first skill, and there's a lot of damage coming in. That Ignis just lost 1/4 of his health. Well, you know, do you think the Omen is gonna be ahead of the Ryoma in this DS, in this Abyssal Dragon lane? Who do you think is gonna be the
I
better?
think the damage wise, we can see that Ryoma is overpowering that Omen as of now, right? But we'll see on the mid game part and on the later part or late game part. Let's see if this Omen can sustain the damage that Ryoma is giving to Omen right now. So I can also see that he can. So I'm not sure, but for now, Ryoma 1-0 against in terms of laning against Omen.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that Krizik setup, sucking in that Lumber, getting the first blood for that Fennec. And that Richter came in with the dash, but it is not enough. No follow-up from Team Archangel Super. Look at that lineup by Kaisaya Fans Club. What do you think went right for them in that clash?
Lombard got caught. Basically, his teammates are not yet ready for that clash. So, Kaisaya Fans Club took advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely they took advantage of it. They also took the center, but will this be a steal by that? It was a steal by that Violet. Look at that D-Rack trying to box them out, but it is gonna be a disengage with that D-Rack, and Krizik already had half health.
Yes, indeed, Vittorio. I'm also checking out this switch against Omen and Richer at their lanes. I think this is a really good strategy coming from your team. It's Archangel Super. So to match that damage as well with Ryoma, Richer can do that. But something's happening at the top lane. It's just mere poking, trying to get the Seagull. As I was saying, this is a good strategy. Omen against Roxy.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart play.
Yeah, look at that Fennec getting caught up, but the damage is not yet enough. That Violet is not yet farmed, but this is an omen to what is to come. Look at that damage.
Yep, and while the clash was happening, Richer and Violet stole the red buff from Kaisaya Fans Club.
Yeah, they know that Fennec is at half health. They know that if that Fennec would even try to contest that red, they're gonna get a kill.
Yep, that's correct. So the KFC now is trying to Vittorio, don't help me. There's something happening in the mid.
Oh, that Krizik taking that suck in, but it's not enough. But he got bursted down. That T-Rack gets caught. It's a 5-man pincer of Archangel Super. It's gonna be a 2-9 exchange. Oh no, it's a 3-9 exchange.
Yep, they were trying to get the buff, but Ryoma right here caught Ignis, and it's now a 3-1 exchange. We'll see if it's gonna be a 4-1. Vittorio,
Yeah,
Ryoma getting very, very low.
Yeah, it's gonna be another kill for Archangel Super. He was just in a very, very bad position. I think. Do you think it's worth it that he got that Ignis kill?
I think not. It's because they are behind right now on gold. It just makes the situation worse for them. But maybe they have some intention of shutting down that Ignis basically. So.
Yeah, and look at that. The Omen got killed. And earlier the Fennec and Krizik was trying to get that blue, but it was stolen by the Richter. Nothing is happening for Team Kaisaya Fans Club, and I think Edwards is lagging in the mid lane.
He was just standing right there, so I think Kaisaya Fans Club need to, if it's a confirm lag, they need to pause the game without, and reset their rotation.
Yeah, the momentum is currently shifting to Archangel Super. Nothing is going for Kaisaya Fans Club, and now they're trying to take their second Abyssal Dragon. What do you think should Kaisaya Fans Club do to make a comeback?
They need a pause because their support is lagging, so that's the first thing, and they have to reset their rotation at this point. They have to check on their lineups, the clashes that they need to take, that they need to disengage. So basically, they need to just simmer it down a little bit and check their strengths and weaknesses and in terms of their lineup and rotation as well.
Yeah, definitely. The momentum is already with Archangel Super, and forcing more clashes is just gonna be a mistake for Kaisaya Fans Club. As we saw, they got wiped, and they almost got wiped to the floor in the clashes that happened.
Yep, it's because a lag member is it's really -1 in terms of clashes or in terms of team fights. So it's really hard to win clashes with one of your teammates is lagging, and this is a support Krizik, so it gives them CCs and visions. That's a really big thing in terms of team clash and the rotation wise.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that they should think about. For example, if one of your team members is really lagging, you should always play safe. Just wait for the right opportunity. That's the only thing that you can hope for.
Yeah, indeed. And while everything is while the clashes that Archangel Super is winning, Violet is getting stronger, piles up his gold, so it may contribute right now. Currently the momentum is on the side of Archangel Super, and who might, let's see if Kaisaya Fans Club can stop this, can reset what they need to do, and then burst down this Violet as soon as possible, because I think she's on a roll already. This Archangel Super is on a roll. They need to stop that momentum of Archangel Super.
Yeah, and you know what? The best thing that they can do right now is to try to kill that Violet. That Violet is already at 501 at 3.5k gold.
Yep.
He's way above leagues in terms of gold, and we know that the damage potential of Violet is scales very, very high when he has the items.
Yeah, correct. And he can burst down basically, to exaggerate it, one hit a Phoenix. So let's see. I'm just hoping that Kaisaya Fans Club can do something about it. As the earlier the better.
Yeah, the earlier the better. The minute is already ticking, maybe until 3 minutes. I'm not sure. But the Violet right now is almost the itemization of the Violet. He didn't finish it. She didn't finish his Soul Reaver. He's gonna be going for that Rack Breaker first item instead. What do you think about the choice, Scorpy?
Basically, you don't need that to complete that jungle item. If you prioritize damage, it's because you can have 20 maximum stacks on a jungle item, which is not yet in the middle one, right? Which is not yet complete. So that's a big thing. If you add a rank breaker on that one, I think it makes sense. It's because when you finish the jungle item, it just give you 6% lifesteal and 15% or cooldown, 10 or 15%, and Violet doesn't need that, right? He needs damage, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense, Kirby. Look, as we saw that Violet just rolled and used his special skill, and that Fennec is already coming back home. Let's see. I think they're gonna try to push this Dark Slayer lane. The Violet already knows that he has the damage, he has the Rack Breaker. Look at that damage, just one roll and 2 shots, and that tower was almost down, and they get the first tower of the game.
Yep, 2k gold lead in favor of Archangel Super as of the moment, Vittorio. So yeah, let's see. I'm just hoping that this Krizik is not lag anymore, so that we can see more action-packed game, change of momentum, change of shifting of momentum. I'm sorry. So as of now, they're doing farming as well just to catch up. Hopefully, they are prioritizing this Fennec and their damage dealers as they do farming together with this Archangel Super. They just reset the clashes and the rotations and settle for another objective, which is look at this Vittorio. They are in the mid lane in the bush.
And that Fennec is already almost low. Look at that. The Ignis just hitting him. That Dira can do a lot of things to protect that Fennec. He knows that if he pops out his Genesis barrier, it's gonna be the end for that Dark Slayer.
Yep. So they try to change their rotation. Try to get this creep wave on the bottom lane, try to push, and hopefully they are ready to set now in the Abyssal Dragon. And let's see, maybe there's a team fight. But look at this Violet Vittorio. One hitting, two hitting this tower little by bit. A little by, I'm not sure, but the tower's getting low. That's
Yeah,
what
it is,
I'm
and
sure.
that Lumber just spent his Earth Splitter, and that Violet just disrespecting everyone without the creeps. He knows he can break that tower, and also the tier 1 all the tier 1 towers of Kaisaya Fans Club is falling, and Omen gets that Ryoma with his special skills, tying that Ryoma, Krizix sucking in people, getting that Lumber in a position wherein the Fennec is getting a free hit. That Roxy doing a lot of things. Krizix coming in, trying to go for that Omen, but that Violet boxed him out with his damage. Let's see.
There's more. Richard? No, sorry. Omen getting very, very low in the mid lane. Richard trying to poke this Kaisaya Fans Club members. But as you see, it's a good job in terms of Kaisaya Fans Club, giving a 0 and 2, I think, 2 or 3 people. So that's a good trade. They need that, they need that. They got Abyssal Dragon right now. They are less than a 1K behind Archangel Super.
Their lineup really entails them to be together always, because
Yep.
no one can beat Richter and Omen alone. Look at that Omen defending, but that Dirac doing some disruption. That Dirac just got caught using his Genesis Barrier to block that tower damage. That SS of Omen didn't do a lot of things, but that Richter came at the back, trying to hit that Fennec. That Fennec bursts him out, look, with the help of that Dirac, and that Krizix sucks in that Lumber. Look at that Dirac doing a lot of micro CCs and damage. Violet is getting pulled by that Roxy and was defeated and killed by that Ryoma. Now it is now almost at a tie. The gold lead is now shifting to Kaisaya Fans Club.
Indeed, and Kaisaya Fans Club did a good job in rotating that on that clash, and at the same time, Violet was pushing on mid, but it didn't. He did, but it didn't turn out to be as promising as they would like to be. They got she was caught in Rui's Roxy's SS, and then died in the process as well.
It's also a decent trade. They got the tier 2 tower. Look at that Richter. That Krizix coming in, trying to suck him out. And now that Roxy misses its special skill. Oh, it is a very, very crucial skill. If he gets one of the Ignis or the Violet, they're sure to die.
Yeah.
And now the Dirac uses his Genesis Barrier. But no clash is happening because the Fennec is trying to push down this second tier 2 tower. That Krizix gets a kill over the Richter.
That was a nice play. 3-2 rotation. Richard thought that he can handle or defend the bottom lane, but still he got caught and paid for his life. And then they pushed the tower bottom lane. So I really think that's not a good choice. They should have pushed the clash while there were 4v3 in terms of 4v3 in the mid lane, but no, it didn't happen. They played it.
Yeah, that Roxy is very, very dangerously low. So now with a save by the Fennec and Dirac response, they're gonna go back and disengage. Maybe they're gonna try to take this Dark Slayer. No, maybe they're just looking to set up an ambush. They know currently they are down by 2,000 gold.
It's this is what I like in terms of this stage of the game. You don't know if you have the momentum in the first early game. In the early game, it might not be as consistent in terms of in the mid game, in the late game, anything can happen. But I still think that Archangel Super or Kaisaya Fans Club either way can win any clash if it is executed either of the both teams. So we'll see.
coming in, Omen getting caught by that Fennec with those free hit without any response from Archangel Super. They weren't able to help that Omen way deep inside. Now they're gonna try to take this Dark Slayer. They know the Violet and the Ignis is already at half health. Will this be contested? I think it will not be, and the Dark Slayer is gonna fall with Kaisaya Fans Club.
Free Dark Slayer. After you win the clash, you go to another objective, and the Kaisaya Fans Club took advantage of the of winning the clash and then gets the Dark Slayer.
Now look at that Richter. He's gonna be in a dangerous position. Quizix coming in, but that dash by that Fennec inside the tower almost cost him his life. That was a very dangerous position for that Fennec to go into.
Yep. Right now the momentum is on Kaisaya's Fans Club. I'm just waiting for the response of Archangel right now. So basically they will try to get this Abyssal Dragon, join the Drake below, and then they'll try to push.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for them because of the Ignis. The Ignis doesn't have any kind of burst that could help them, just finish those frontline people. That Quizix is doing a lot of havoc. He knows that only the Violet can do a lot of substantial damage. Look at that damage by that Violet. It is not yet enough, but you can definitely feel it. That Omen is getting caught. He used his special skill to go out, but the slowing that Critic is just to CC base. And now that Genesis Barrier is being put down in front of the tower, they're trying to go for the tier 2. Look at that Quizix play! And that Genesis Pass almost burst it down. That Victor and that Fennec and Roxy are just doing a lot of damage, a lot of free hits. Do you think this is going to be a GG well played? They're doing a target lock, and now the quick break is already coming. Look at that Ignis doing no damage at all, but he gets a kill. And now it's going to be a 5-man wipe and no more comeback for Archangel Super at this round 1.
Yep, it's a GG.
Yeah, it's a GG well played. There was a lot of action. The first early game was with Archangel Super, but the plays, the opportunity was taken back by Kaisaya Fans Club. So now let's just ask Kaisaya what she thinks on what happened in that game. Kaisaya?
You know what? I think overall both of the teams executed really good plays. It's now just a matter of executing and showing our audiences how you can come back from a game where you could have lost because a member lagged, and then who gets tilted first. But apparently Kaisaya Fans Club show us something different in here. We know that these teams, these players, they are very skillful micro and macro wise, but there also is something else that is involved into teams. How much you get tilted, how much you can come back. And if you have that endurance and you have that mental capacity to go back into a reset mindset, you can still win games. And I think that is something that the Kaisaya Fans Club showed to us. So overall, I think as well to the power that they got in here, I think that was a really good Roxy pick too. That Violet was actually even scared on going up against the Roxy because she knows that Roxy has her ultimate available. But yeah, I think that was it for our first series to the fans of Archangel Super. Don't you worry guys, because they still have hope in making a comeback maybe in round 2. This is a best of 5 match, but for the meantime we'll just head on to a really short 1 to 2 minute break just to set things up. Meantime, once again, we're your shoutcasters and hosts. I'm Kaisaya, and I'm with Kakosa, Skirpy, and Vittorio. We'll be back after a few minutes break.
Wait lang, CR lang ako.
事な人を助けたいって気持ち私にもよくわかるから君たち俺が絶対に守る大事な人を助けたいって気持ち私にもよくわかるから君たち俺が絶対に守る君たち俺が絶対に守るから
We are back here at the Kaisaya Community Cup. We are now here at the second to the last day of this game series featured for the month of July. I'm Kaisaya, and with me are casters Kakosa Skirpy and Vittorio. Before anything else, of course, we will not forget to shout out our dear sponsors, Garena AOV Indonesia, Sadis Philippines, Richard Tyers from Scotland, S-Rank Gaming, and of course, Arthelian Gaming. And to our viewers, if you want to win 500 vouchers, all you have to do is to check out the live stream on Facebook, add the hashtag, or rather comment down below in the live stream !notify, and make sure you share the live stream publicly on your wall with the hashtag KCCAOV. Semifinals round, best of 3, Archangel Super versus Kaisaya Fans Club with 1 point lead already by Kaisaya Fans Club. Both are coming from Indonesia, and a while ago during the voting on the draft, both of our casters went on for the side of Kaisaya Fans Club. A while ago we were talking about where Vittorio found out, statistically wise, the teams picking up the pigness is just not really working. So maybe I'll ask Vittorio first. Why is that happening?
Just because their lineup on Ignis isn't really good. No one else could burst down the tanks like Roxy, because the Roxy was building up armor items, and then he doesn't really need to care about the damage coming from Ignis, because that Ignis lacks a lot of burst damage. So definitely it's not going to work on tanky heroes like Roxy.
Well, Roxy. But Kakoso Scorpio, look at that. I'm seeing a zip in here by Archangel Super. What can you say about this one? Will this now satisfy you on giving your vote later on to the Archangel Super side? Zip is one a hella good support in the current meta.
Yep. In addition to that Zip pick, I also see an Ignis pick on the side of Kaisaya fans. So, no. I will still go KFC all the way. But this Zip pick and Kafeni pick is really good combo. So I think they are trying to compose their team in terms of this Kafeni. Hopefully, it's not. I don't know yet, but it says. Jungle, but I'm not sure. So
Yeah.
maybe this is for protecting this Kafeni.
Yeah, we don't know as of yet. Well, in ranked games, Kafeni, jungle sometimes is possible, but professional on a bigger stage sometimes they're not really going for that. There are other better junglers in the form of assassin or marksman that can farm faster than a Kafeni in the early game time. But let's see how they will pull it off. I think they will still be swapping. But for the meantime, I wonder Vittorio in here, because Ignis in here is on the Kaisaya fans club side. Maybe you are already leaning towards already on the side of Archangel Super, knowing that there's also a Zip and a Kafeni on their side right now. But is there any possibility that Kaisaya fans club will change your mind, given that there isn't Ignis? What should be the other picks in here for the side of Kaisaya fans club to complement that Ignis so well?
Well, they need someone to burst down again. They need maybe an assassin. I don't know if they're gonna go for a Violet jungle, but they need an assassin definitely to get that Kafeni. Because that Ignis is just for doing some micro CCs, and he needs a lot of items to burst down that Kafeni or that Marja who's gonna be in the front. Just looking at the lineup of Archangel Super, it's gonna be very, very hard for them, especially if Zip is a very, very good player, and also that Marja who's very, very tanky as a mage.
And we might see some delays in here. Zip is quite annoying. He could just basically delay the lane or stop the jungler from farming. Let's see how Kaisaya fans club will be answering to that plan in the minds of Archangel Super. For the meantime, do you have any other expectations or comments about what we see so far in the draft? Kakosa Skirby?
I hope maybe they can add if this is a Violet jungle, I'd like to add a Malok on it. I'm not sure, just to add additional damage in their lineup. But Vittorio is right. They need to complement that Ignis pick, which is, yes, it has true damage in terms of its SS, but it's really not that burst. So they need another damage dealer to compensate that one.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. But how about you? Look at that. There are 2 jungler bans in here from the side of Kaisaya fans club. Do you find this great? Or do you find this as a great answer by Kaisaya fans club against Archangel Super, Vittorio?
Well, I think they're the ones who need that quick knock and Zephyrs in the lineup. Honestly, I'm so baffled. I think they're still gonna have a hard time, especially if that last 2 picks. If there's gonna be one more tanking hero coming in for Archangel Super, it's gonna be hard for the Kaisaya fans club to burst him down in the clashes that's gonna come. Because for sure they're just gonna build some armor items because they know the Ignis isn't that big of a deal in clashes, especially early and mid game.
Yeah, well, let's see about that. But you know what? We saw the Violet a while ago into the hands of the Archangel Super. How she dominated that game early on, just bursting people down as soon as she got her rank breaker. And then what more if there's the second life coming up from the Timmy? Are you liking that combo so far, Kakosa Skirpy?
If
And
this
not
is
only
a
that,
Violet,
hold on. But
Yep.
of course, the passive of Timmy too. If she joins that Violet in the jungle, this Violet will go wild in, pumping up her farm. But yeah, your thoughts about that, Kakosa Skirpy?
if this is a jungle Violet, which we can assume, all right, as of the moment, since they still have the last pick. Yep, it's a good combo for me to protect this Violet, but they picked Nacroth and Key, so I think they're gonna have a hard time protecting this one given their lineup with Ignis and Omen. Omen can only hold one player at Archangel, so I'm waiting for that last pick. Volcat for me is I think a good pick for them. They have another tank plus burst, hero, but for me
Ooh, they
that's a
changed
good
their
pick
mind.
team. Anyway, that's Lubu. So
Are you disappointed now?
I'm not disappointed. I'm just shocked that they preferred Lubu in terms of against Volcat, but maybe they have some reasons for
Yeah.
it. But this is a protect Vaio lineup. Basically, you can see it. So yeah,
Well, how about you, Vittorio? How do you find that Lubu? Why did they change it to, from Volcat to Lubu? Because I think as well, maybe Volcat is a good counter against that Kefeni. That Kefeni will be really scared going on his ult form if there's a Volcat. But yeah, Vittorio, any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think they just want to farm up that Violet as much as they can. That's why they switched to Lubu instead of Volcat. They know that the very very farm Violet in the jungle is very very scary and also has a lot of folks. But the problem with this lineup is if that Violet goes down and doesn't have enough life to spare, Archangel Super is gonna steamroll that sustainability lineup that they're sporting now in Kaisaya Fans Club.
Yeah, let's see about that. Especially that there is a Zip who can just basically save lives too. Yeah, but for the meantime, any votes? Dear casters, which side are you leaning towards to? Kakosa Skirpy and Vittoria. Let's start with Kakosa Skirpy.
Kaisaya Fans Club all the way.
How about you, Vittorio?
Angel Super.
All right, they
this
are
one.
divided this time, but yes, I'm gonna give the floor to our casters. It is Kakosa Skirpy and Vittorio. Guys, take it away.
All right, thank you for that. It's now game 2 of the semifinals. Let's do a quick recap of the heroes. It's gonna be a Zip on the Archangel Super side. It's gonna be Marja, Zip, Kafeni, Ki, and Nat Nakrod.
And for the side of Kaisaya Fans Club, they have Omen, Timmy, Ignis, Lubu, and Violet.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential for me for Archangel Super. All of the lineups that Kaisaya Fans Club right now is sporting is more of a sustain.
But based on the statistics you gave me, this Kaisaya Fans Club will prove you wrong that an Ignis can, win games as well.
That Arc Nevermore is in a very dangerous position, but he uses his dash and also his flicker to safely go out just to take that small cap. But the Violet is not going to be delayed that much because the Violet already took some creeps in the mid. So he's now at level 4 in a very, very good position. 30 seconds to that Sentinel.
Yep, they're going to position on this Spirit Sentinel, which they are in right now. So most probably they will get this Spirit Sentinel, go rotate down. But Archangel Super has another plan. They want to take this Abyssal Dragon, and they saw this Lubu Nakra going in. And Half-Life. He needs to go back. He needs to back away and reset.
Yeah, and the Spur Sentinel is going to Kaisaya Fans Club. I think it's a very, very good rotation that they're doing a 4-man, that Nakra just doing some damage in that teamy. If you want to be in a good position to do a clash, damage the enemy team's comp, even if one of those heroes go back to the base, it's going to be almost a secure defective. And then Kafeni is almost at half health, but that Restore, look at that Zip doing some stuns. That Ignis doesn't hit with his first kill, he hits that seagull in the river.
Yep, but he's doing a lot of that. He's poking, and there's a clash in the dragon lane, and Marjo was caught trying to defend this one, and also Zip got caught and bursted down as well.
Yeah, I think what Kaisaya Fans Club is doing is a better rotation actually than what Archangel Super is showing us. It was a very, very ill-advised clash there. They should have just let the Abyssal Dragon go into the hands of Kaisaya Fans Club. It was a 4-man. Actually, it was 5-man. The Omen was already there in the bottom lane. So that's why they got the kill. 2 easy kills for the side of Kaisaya Fans Club.
Yep. I agree with you there. They should have, provided a reset in terms of, positioning. They were not at all positioned well for that clash. So they paid. Didn't pay off for them for Archangel Super.
Yeah. Maybe they need to scale in this game to the mid game. Don't let Kaisaya Fans Club get more kills. Stop harassing. Stop being too aggressive. Try to do smart plays. Wait for them to overreach and then do a clash. That's the only thing I think they can do to reverse the momentum that Kaisaya Fans Club is currently enjoying right now.
Yeah, I agree also. And at the same time, this Violet is and Ignis is really poking, this Archangel Super, and there's a clash in the bottom lane. Timmy going in. Key is going in as well, but no one is gaining the advantage. But this Timmy is getting very, very low. Ignis hit by the tower, pops the ulti by Timmy, and they are forced to back away.
Yeah, it's disengaged. It was maybe a different. They didn't have the communication.
Yeah.
The Timmy went in, no one followed up really because the skill timers was down.
Yep.
I think the Timmy should have waited for that Violet and Ignis to refresh their skills before he went in. That's why there was no kills. But they were in a very, very good position there.
Yep.
And now they're taking this Abyssal Dragon. Look at that, Cafetti doing some damage. Nakra using his special skills, not hitting because of the frost pop, but they still get the kill on that Lubu. What a scary, scary comp. Look at that damage.
The Snackrat is trying to pick someone off, but wait a second. Marja here is getting caught, but Zip saved her life and rolls through the clash and trying to get this Timmy, pops the ult. Key is trying to burst them down. Nakrat going in, gets the Timmy, and I think they're gonna reset, but still much poke in what is happening before they disengage during that clash. I'm sorry.
One of the reasons I told you that if your allies are not there, if one of your allies already has been bursted down to half health, don't engage.
Yep.
Yeah, don't engage. Just let them go. Just hide in behind the tower. At least you have another member, which is the tower.
There's a 2v1 at the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that Fanny is not gonna get killed while that Zip lives. And that Lubu knows that Lubu doesn't have that burst damage, but Arcside is getting caught and getting stunned. And there's just no range for that Nakro yet. He can't go in without that Zip helping them. And that's the advantage of having that MM jungle with that teamy combo. And now that Cafeni is killed. That Lubu with the SS, he's not gonna get bursted down by a Nakra because of his special skill. But that Zip comes in with the SS, roll in with the Marja using his SS, finishing off that Lubu. Now, but there's a 3-man confrontation here. It's gonna be a 3-man against that Zip, and Marja and Zip is gonna get eradicated to the ground.
That was a nice engage by Kaisaya Fans Club. That Lubu tried to delay before these 3 men, the 3 members was going there, so just came in right in time, picks off the members of Archangel Super, and gain the advantage, gets the tower.
Yeah, it's very perplexing that Cafeni is still going out of his tower even though the Zip wasn't there. If the Cafeni was positioning himself behind that Tier 1 tower, there might have been a chance. There wouldn't be a chance for the Ignis, Violet, or TV to go in. He was killed without the people using his special skills, and that's already a very, very bad sign for them.
And also this combo of Violet and Ignis that is being used by Kaisaya Fans Club provides more poke damage as of now before they engage to clashes. So I think that's another big thing that they have to capitalize on as of now. But this Nakrot can still, kill this Violet in one combo. maybe with the burst damage he has. So they have to be very, very careful. And someone is getting picked off, I think.
Yeah, the key got picked up by a three-man combo of Kaisaya Fans Club. That Violet, that Timmy, and Omen coming in together to bully that key. Now they're in a very, very good position. They're in a better rotation. They are in a better position to take all the tier 2 towers. Now, that Kapeni almost died, but that Zip saved him. But that Zip finally died. Also, the Kapeni, the key uses his SS, hits a 3-man, but it isn't enough. The Timmy pops up into resurrection, and now they are still alive. And it's going to be a 2-for-none exchange again. Zatras going very, very dangerously low, but that Nakrot's damage is not yet that skilled. Nevermore trying to fight off that Ignis, and also that Lubu pops his SS, and now without any damage, it's also gonna go with Kaisaya Fans Club. It's gonna be a 3-4-0 exchange.
For at this moment, Violet is grinding up her gold lead. It's already at 7,500. This is really a good performance by that Vio. However, like the first game, the same advice that I would give to Archangel Super, I think they have to reset, check their lineup, strengths and weaknesses. Take a smart clash. They have to win this one, and then just reset.
Yeah, and there's not much things that they can do. Look at that Omen again with the SS. Always hitting that key. No remorse there for that Omen. That Omen says, "Oh, come here. I'm gonna kill you." That Zip rolls back. That Kapeni dies, and also that Zip falls under. I think it's gonna be a GG well played. That Violet is very, very well farmed and protected. It's gonna be for, again, Kaisaya Fans Club for a 2-0. A lot of things happened there, and no answer was given by Archangel Super, getting pushed down every moment of the game.
Yep. Anyway, let's give the floor to Miss Kaisaya. Maybe she has more inputs. Madam Kai?
Well, I'm actually surprised that we are in the semifinals round. It feels like it is actually a dominating match in favor of someone, and this time it's actually showing up Kaisaya Fans Club appearing to be stronger both in terms of draft and execution. And man, Vittorio, that Ignis finally has a place to say. He is MVP in this round to proving the Ignis non-believers wrong. So it appears that somehow there's just a certain type of composition that this Ignis could match up. For as long as there's space created, they can free it from the back line, and from there he can utilize his kit, that provides CC and AoE damage as well. Only 3 deaths on the side of Kaisaya Fans Club, and it was just the DS laner and the support. So the damage dealers, the carries are all kept alive, and that paid so well. And on the side of Team Archangel Super, though, I'm actually thinking what actually went wrong on their side. I think most of the time I would actually notice the Kafeni somehow not being able to utilize her clear potential in the bot side and not able to join the team fight so where he can tax. And another thing that I noticed in the composition of Kaisaya Fans Club, we know that passive of Sip, passive of Timmy, right? And that Timmy would join the Violets, so at least to give more farm for the Violet. And not only that, they're taxing as 4-man. Kakoso Skirpy did mention a while ago, they're doing some 4-man rotation. And that was actually to give 200 or around 175% of the gold, all divided instead of just 100, right? And divided onto 4 members. And that's where they're actually snowballing early on. And that's something that Archangel Super have missed. So yeah, the 4-man rotation paid well on the early stages for the side of Kaisaya Fans Club. One more win is very much needed for Kaisaya Fans Club to move forward to the grand finals match tomorrow. But to the believers of Archangel Super, don't you worry, because comeback is possible, reverse sweep is possible, and that happened in a lot of other tournaments. But meantime, yeah, since we don't have any lobby, as our Marshal Silicon Pate is still setting things up, I want to ask you guys, do you have any overall thoughts from that match a while ago? Kakosa Skirpy and Vittorio, let's start with Kakosa Skirpy. Even really short insights.
Kaisaya Fans Club capitalized every time on picking what's right clashes. And when every time that they pick a clash, it seems that Archangel Super is not prepared. So that's another point. And a little bit of overextending as well. And maybe let's just assume that some of the players also might have a problem externally, like lag or whatever. But at the end of the day, it still depends on the execution. So yeah.
For me, there was a lot of error in Archangel Super. They didn't hold the bushes. They didn't have the vision. They always went into clashes without the vision. That's why they were always ill-positioned. And also, Kaisaya Fans Club was very, very effective in their rotation. And Ignis was always on the side where the jungler was going to gank. So it was going to be hard for any lane that they would gank. Also for the mid, they were always facing 3-2-2. It would be the margin backcourt versus that teaming Ignis and Violet. And we all know that without that Zip helping them, they'll be always in the losing side.
Alright, pwede na.
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち私にもよくわかるから行くわよ終わりよ耐えた待ちなさい
Hey, we are back here at the Kaisaya Community Cup. I'm finally not muted. Yes, this is the second to the last day as we are already on the semifinals round, best of 5 in the upper bracket. Archangel Super versus Kaisaya Fans Club. Shout out to our sponsors, of course, Garena AOV Indonesia, Status Philippines, Richard Tyers from Scotland, S-Rank Gaming, and of course, Arthelian Gaming. So our viewers, don't you miss a 500 vouchers giveaway by typing in !notify with the hashtag KCCAOV on your shared post publicly on your wall. And yes, I was muted a while ago. I apologize about that. Basically, I said thank you to KZB, our guest casters too, for sending over 25 stars. I want to give thanks to Patricia Bakunawa too for sending over yeah, again, for as long as you're not stopping, you're not losing. So yeah, that's it. That's basically the words of wisdom. I don't want